Hello my lovely humans, welcome to the new episode of the vlogs, and today it will be more informative for the foreigners about the driving in Serbia. And because we don't have too much of activities last days because it was rainy, cold, so we just chill home, so we just recording something which can at least bring you some value if you planning to travel to Serbia. And we will cover 3 topics.
Yeah, it'll be pretty much documentations that you need to keep, how to behave yourself in the traffic.
How use taxi drivers or the taxi services or how we use them. And this will be it.
Yeah, so in our experience, for you to keep it, as me as a driver, I try to do exhaustive research on the driving license. There is very contradictory information in the internet, so I think it's helpful for you to know that if you have a Roman alphabet license, you're good to go for 6 months. If you don't have those, such as Arabic or Japanese, Chinese alphabet, you will need an international certificate for your driving license. But that will allow you to drive for a year, so that's good.
And we have basically proven, because we have been stopped by the police guy. He was actually cool, everything went well, no problems, like 2 minutes, and we just can continue on our way. And he was smiling, which is like double thumb up.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're really always helpful and friendly.
But on the roads, it's a different
thing. Try to behave yourself and stick to the rules, I would say. The speed limits are most likely a suggestion. So you will see that people's going double speed or rushing you. They will honk on you because you're going too slow probably, but you don't want to catch fines. So just stick to the rule.
Yeah, even if you will be feel pushed all the time where you will be driving, and I don't know if they like pushing just the people with the foreign license plate or like overall they just pushing everyone, but you can hear a lot of honking in situation I don't understand basically.
Yeah, so don't stick it to your head though. I mean, in my case, sometimes I throw some words on myself, but at the end of the day, they're local, so they know how to follow the flow of the traffic, and we're not, so we try to behave.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't even know where we're heading properly, so we need to go slower, which is still slower means we going at the limit. So it's not like slower. We really just having the limit. There's a 40 on the sign, so we're going 40, and then you can see some guys like 80 and like okay, and he's honking on you because you just slow.
Yeah. Another thing is that there are many different elements on the road besides just the other vehicles with their drivers. Just be careful, for example, with pedestrians passing by, not necessarily on their cross lines. There are like farming vehicles. You need to be, especially in the outskirts of Belgrade, that's where we are, and to be careful with those.
Yes, and if you're trying to find the sidewalks and you cannot find them at the outskirts, that's it. There are not so many sidewalks. That's I think the reason why you need to cross everywhere, because you're just going on the sidewalks and that's like dirt.
True. They go where they can, but that's what it is. You're gonna get used to it at a certain point if you stay here for a certain period of time.
But otherwise, I think they are predictable, I would say. You know they will be rushing, you know what will happen, but they at least consistent at it.
Yeah. Well, in the intersections at the traffic light, also be careful because essentially red goes to green, so that's when you go. They go at the yellow. At the yellow, you're supposed to be rolling already, and in our case, we saw a couple of accidents already on the road, and we don't want to be rushing that way at the red light. We wait for the green, that's when we go.
We
Even
wait,
long.
we hear the honk, so we know we can go, and we go.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right.
But overall, I don't see that many crashes, to be honest. I would expect more crashes after I see the behavior on the road.
True. That's true. That's true.
And if you're going somewhere by the car, you will have the issue with is called parking. If you're going to the center, you need to use the application to be able to pay your parking spot. And even if you have the application and you have a great plan, most likely you wouldn't find any parking spot at all.
It's hard to find parking lots in the center, especially. And you will realize that you're not the only one. There are many cars just going around the street, boop, boop, looking for the parking lot.
Yeah, that's one thing which can surprise some of people is they are parking everywhere.
Wherever possible.
Yes, like parking on the sidewalk is normal. We get used to it. But you can see cars just parking on the road, just in the middle of nothing, and there's just like car in the middle.
Yeah.
And like, what?
Yeah, if you go to public to big crowded places like public areas, like the Danube River sightseeing, it's really hard to find parking lots. In the shopping malls, they suggest the free time parking that you get, but they vary every day. So it's better for you to park and go and ask at the informational desk about what's your free time and what's the paid time.
And why? Because we have our experience. We went for some shopping to some shopping mall. I don't remember the name. We found on the website there's like 2 hours of free parking. So we spent like hour, eat, shop, and we going out. And at the end you have the ticket, like beep, and the barricade is going up. But that wasn't our case.
That day wasn't the 2 hours, it was less, so we didn't know, and we pretty much blocked the whole exit.
And we are not the only one in the situation. There was like 2 cars, so you can see how the exit from the shopping mall looks. There's like slope, you have 1 line, 2nd line. We are in the 1 line, stuck. We don't know what's happening because every information is in Serb. In 2nd line, something is happening, and the guys almost crashed down because the slope was like this.
Yeah, so just be careful. Also, the exits are slippery.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the general case, but we cannot pay at the exit from the parking. We need to go inside the shopping mall to the information and pay it here.
So we made everybody wait.
Yeah, we were just the dumb tourists.
There was another local car happened the same thing because they changed the rule of the hour, so
Yeah.
we both blocked the 2 exits.
And about the parking spots, just in the center is the paid parking most likely. Otherwise, you will find free spots or like free parking spots which will be occupied. But you have chance if you will be like cruising around for 10-15 minutes, you will find your spot.
Yeah, that's true.
And yes, be prepared, you will hear a lot of honking from the cars behind because they're doing the same. They're looking for the spot. And you are in front, so if you spot the spot is yours, right? But they're just pushing you like it doesn't make any sense.
But if you're waiting for the spot and the car that is coming out opens the space, but he opens the space towards you, blocking you, if there's another person on the other side waiting, looking at you that you were first and you're waiting, but they have a chance to enter that spot, they're gonna take it and you're gonna lose it and you can't get upset. So keep on rolling and continue searching.
Keep on rolling, park on sidewalk, and you are fine.
Yeah.
So I think this is like overall everything about the driving. One thing, the cars have the lights on the side. You know how they work. Some drivers of BMW don't know, but most of the drivers know. In Belgrade, I don't know if it's like in the whole Serbia, but at least in the Belgrade, they're not using them.
They're not using blinkers, so you never know when they're crossing the lanes.
Yeah, and they crossing the lanes a lot. Sometimes even without, I would say, any logical reason. Like do left, right, right, left. That means you are still in the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of like insane, but
Yeah.
but it's okay overall. I mean, you get used to the flow, then you get used to the rhythm. And another thing, the tolls in the in
Tolls,
the in
yeah.
the motorways are very cheap. So you don't need to get them beforehand. There's always a side for cars that don't have it, and then you get the ticket at the exit. You pay. It runs depending on the amount of time that you're using the motorway.
I think it's dependent on the mileage.
The mileage. Okay.
And you can pay by cash or by card, which is cool. And if you don't want to pay it like this, you can have some electronic card with the chip and everything. But we didn't manage to make it happen, so we just pay by the cash, and it's flawless. We never spent more than like 2 minutes of waiting on the toll.
Mm. That's true. That's basically it for vehicles for me.
I would say one case, if you remember when we were driving on the highway or the motorway and there was a traffic jam.
Mm.
The behavior of the drivers changed. We seen almost like 2 crashes in front of us. Because some guy is just like changing the line and then he said, okay, I'm changing it back without any blinkers, anything, and he jumped right in front of like running line.
Yeah.
It was like 5 centimeters and there will be like a huge crash.
Right in front of us. But yeah.
And he wasn't the only one.
Yeah. So just be slow and careful.
Keep your distance, I would say.
Keep your distance. True.
And I think this is everything about the driving.
Yeah. Other than that, maybe the public transportation is a little bit tricky. We haven't figured it out yet.
To be honest, we didn't try to figure it out.
No. It's most likely Serbian. We don't understand it, so we don't know how to get from point A to B.
Yeah. But we have the car, so we invest really little time to know how it works. I will believe it works because I can see nowadays more people in the buses and so on.
True.
But they don't have the metro, which is the thing why the city is extremely long and wide. So without the car or the taxi, I wouldn't suggest you like going from one, let's say, side of the Belgrade to another. It will take you a lot of time.
But because of the parking issues, we did once just to not be preoccupied about that, and we use taxis, and that's your expertise.
That was multiple times, and to be honest, we use just the pink taxi. So I don't know if this is like general for every taxi, but why we are using pink taxi, basically it was only application which works on my mobile phone and I can use it. Because I'm the foreigner, I don't speak a language, so I just wanna open my phone, enter the address, because I can show the application where I'm going and order the taxi. It sounds easy, right? And this is how it works normally.
Normally.
Yeah, but here it's not the case. We took like 3, 4, 5 taxis maybe.
Somewhere there.
Something around 5 taxi rides. And you enter the taxi. Until this time everything works as you expect. Enter the address, taxi comes, boom, notification, you going. And the first thing you will hear is something like, where are you going? It's in Serb, so we don't know what's happening. And we need to again explain the address we are going. Sometimes, as a tourist, you know, you want to go for this area. So you don't know even the name of the street where you're going. Because you don't care. You're just going to explore the city.
Or we can pronounce it well. So
Yes. And we are always like, like, I don't know. So we're trying to remember some name of the street. So my tip for you guys, if you're going somewhere and you're just throwing point somewhere in the map, read the name of the street. But even if you know the name of the street, the driver maybe not.
Or maybe there are some streets named the same, so they don't know which one.
And they will ask you which one, but in Serb, so you don't understand anything.
It's an adventure.
It is. And even if they don't know, they know how to get the information. So there was one occasion where we just going in the taxi through the Belgrade at the night, and the guy stopped on the street in the middle, asked his colleague in other car in opposite direction, where is the street we wanna go. They somehow figured it out, and then he started asking another questions. So yeah, it's an adventure.
And they drive like locals, so be prepared.
Yes, that's true. I think I had one of the, I would say even maybe worst drives in my life with the one guy, if you remember.
The last one.
No, it was the previous one. It was before the last one, but basically we almost crashed, and it was like 2-3 centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really fast. That was good, but we are almost dead, so that wasn't that good.
Yeah. But it's good.
It's good, and it's not that cheap.
It's not that cheap at all.
So compared to local prices, I would say the taxi is not that cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the pink taxi. We don't know anything else because everything is in Serbian. I'm trying to get some words, but I'm not that good to be able to order taxi by the telephone.
Yep.
Okay, do you have any idea anything else about driving?
So far, I think those are the essentials and very important. I think if somebody has told me those tips would have been helpful, I hope it's helpful for someone out there looking for these type of things.
That's true. So if you're a foreigner who's planning to go to Serbia and you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment and we will maybe give you the reply. We'll see. And if you're someone watching this video who is the local here, and if you can give me some tips, if there's another application I can use with my normal telephone, with my telephone number from Czech Republic, because I found some application when I can use just the UK, Serb or something like this phone numbers. I don't want to change my number. So I will be more than happy if you can suggest us which taxi service we can use.
Yeah. Great. We will appreciate it.
Yes. So I think this will be everything from us.
Yeah, that's it. I hope it helps someone.
Yes. If you're going to Serbia, I would say it's lovely place to visit.
It's awesome. It's totally worth it. It's such an adventure. That's why we're documenting.
Exactly. Okay, guys. So if you wanna hear from us more, click the subscribe button. It's below somewhere. I don't know, here or there. Who knows?
Follow the chronicles.
Exactly. Watch our Serbian adventures and see you next time. See ya.
Ciao.
Cool. Yeah, we just went to record 10 minutes of video and then we must post it so we don't have any work like 2 hours later. Take 52.